this video I'm going to show you how to jelly print on fabric using a jelly plate. Now I'm going to use this Setter colour at first as my base paint. I'm just going to open it and then I'm going to dab it all over this jelly plate. Then I take a brayer and roll it out. It's a little bit sticky, but partly because my brayer wasn't properly cleaned, so it was a little bit tricky to roll it on. But roll it all over like this until the plate is completely covered. Now I've got some stencils that I cut out earlier out of cardboard, and I'm laying them onto the jelly plate. If you can hear a tapping, it's because I've got a small foster kitten with me at the moment who is currently attacking my microphone. This is quite tricky. Okay, now you lay the fabric over the top and then press down firmly. I did try to brayer over this and that didn't really work, so it's best to press down with your hands like this, all over, and then you can pull it up and you can see the pattern that's been left on the fabric. So there's our fabric to start with. I'm going to do some more over the top of this. So remove the stencils, and this leaves quite a nice relief on the jelly plate. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some paint over the top, a very fine layer of paint, and I'm going to put the fabric on top to get rid of this relief pattern that we've got left on the plate. So I'm going to put some yellow paint and a bit of white paint very thinly on top of this. Now I have a different piece of white fabric and I'm just laying it down, smoothing it down quite firmly to try and pick up some of that relief. All the way across, and then when you think it's pressed down hard enough, pull up the fabric and you can see there the pattern that's been made. I really like this. I think I like this more than the original one. Okay, so now I'm going to repeat that again and keep adding prints on top of the previous prints. So I'm using the same stencils, switching them around a bit, and just playing around with patterns that I can make. So pressing down all over, I'm using the same fabric here so we get a nice layering of the prints on top of each other. Eventually. Now I'm going to use this white paint to lift some of the relief that's left on the plate. Very thin layers, and then I'll just press the fabric on top very firmly. Now whilst I was doing this, I decided the acrylic paint was working really well on the fabric, so I'm just going to go pure acrylic using this yellow, which I will roller out, and then again I'll use the same stencils. Having made the stencils out of card, quite thin card here, means that I can reuse them again and again for this project. So I just cut up some old postcards I had lying around for this. So we'll lift this, and then you can see we're getting nice layering together of the different colours and patterns. So lift again, and again we'll do the relief. So I'm using just some blue acrylic. I decided the acrylic works much better, so I've just switched just to this, which is useful because it's also much cheaper. Just keep repeating this again and again, and you get interesting repeating patterns across your fabric. You can see all the colours are coming through in interesting ways. I'm filling in some of the gaps on the sides, so you don't need to go across the whole of the plate. You can just dip and dab like this on the edges. I'm trying to get some of the relief up here. Yeah, so it's coming together really nicely now. So I've still got some bits of white around the edges, but I'm really liking how this fabric is turning out. Let's do some more yellow. That'll go nicely with the blue. So just again, rolling over, and then I'll place my stencils on and press the fabric down. And again, I'm just doing some edges rather than the whole thing, sort of poking it in some of the spaces that I have in the fabric. And there we have it. We've got some beautiful printed fabric using a jelly plate.